I had hundreds and hundreds of people in comments telling me to watch Bleach. And I had never seen Bleach before. So I was like, I don't know. Everybody's telling me it's really, really good. So I decided to finally watch it. And I just finished. So this video is me going over my thoughts about Bleach. Before we start the video, make sure you guys stay till the end, because at the end, I'm going to give my final thoughts and rating on Bleach. So anyways, let's get right on into the video. First, one of the only complaints I actually really had about Bleach was the fact that it started kind of slow. I'm not gonna lie. I started it a while ago and I dropped it after a couple episodes. Hands up accountability on my end. Not proud of it, but ended up picking it back up and kind of forced myself through those first couple of episodes. I mean, they were slow. I'm going to be honest, they were slow. And I was like, man, I really don't know if I like this or not, but we're going to stick through it and we're going to get to the end because I know it gets better. It's just a matter of when. After those first couple episodes, we get to the Soul Society arc. And let me tell you, that arc, that arc was insane. We'll travel back to the arcs later in the video, but I wanted to take a quick second to talk about the power system. It's kind of funny because with the power system, I was seeing a lot of similarities in new gen stuff that I watched that I could tell was inspired by Bleach. So I was like, okay, wow, all right, we just have a better version of modern shonens in Bleach. So I was like, yo, this is sick. Plus, not to mention the fact that the power system is fire. Bankai's, Shikai, Kido. I'm sure I'm missing a couple more, but needless to say, it was amazing. There's not one thing I could complain about with the power system. It was done very, very well. And all things considered, it probably is the best power system that I've seen in an anime so far, which says a lot. Moving on from the power system, the music and the soundtracks, they were something else. There was a couple that I had in mind. I know I'm going to be missing a ton, but Shinji's music, like whenever he would go into the upside down world, a couple times that we saw that music was amazing. The Arankar's music was amazing. Like the Espada arc, which also, by the way, was really good. One of the things that really impressed me about the music in the soundtracks was how fitting they were for the character or the arc or whatever kind of theme was being shown on the screen. It matched it perfectly. And that's something I can really appreciate. And I think Bleach did a very, very good job of that. Kind of pedaling off of the music, we have the intros. Now, I'm not really a big intro watcher. I'll be honest, like I skip the intros and outros, but usually I like to stick around and watch the intros and outros every once in a while. And I'm glad I did with Bleach because, dude, those are insane. The character designs that Kubo was showing off during the intros was like, yo, this is actually insane. Like they low-key have that on. And while we're on the topic of character designs, the character designs in Bleach, that's next level stuff, man. I'll tell you what, that's stuff that I had never seen before. And it really goes to show you that you can do a lot with your characters. In Kubo, shout out to Kubo because, dude, you are an amazing fashion designer for anime because, like, Ichigo had that on. I'm gonna be honest, Ichigo had it on. Next, I wanted to touch on the arcs. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the first little mini couple of episodes, I don't remember how many specifically it was. Those were very slow. Then we got to the Soul Society arc, which was incredible. And then we got to the Espada arc, which was even better. It's like, dude, it just keeps going up level and level and level. It's like it goes from 0 to 100 in like no time at all. Not to mention that every fight, for the most part, was amazing. I honestly didn't mind it taking a couple episodes to get through each fight. It was kind of funny because it was like one side would be winning, then the other side would miraculously come back from the dead and, you know, be 100% winning the fight. And then it would flip back to the other side and back and forth until they finally won. But it's like, it's kind of cool because they would, like, with each passing moment in a fight, you would see the characters developing their skills mid fight, which was incredible. There's no training, it's just live, you know, it's like, boom, you're there. You got to learn quick or you're gone. So that was amazing. And it was like every fight. I will note that I didn't watch the filler arcs, but every arc that was non-filler was very much essential to building the story, which again, was done perfectly. I keep saying it, but it was done perfectly. The Fullbringer arc, which for some reason I've seen a little bit of hate over on TikTok for the Fullbringer arc, I personally really liked it. And one of the comments, shout out to whoever it was, I forget your name, but one of the people in my TikTok comment section said the Fullbringer arc was essential for Ichigo becoming humble. Because think about it, and it was perfectly said. He was, I mean, up here with power. And it's hard to almost process how much power you have. And the Fullbringer arc really took him back to earth. You have all this power. You need to understand how to handle it and how to handle the pressure of having all of that and having to protect so many people. So that was a very important arc. And then obviously you have Thousand Year Blood War, which was nothing short of perfection. Here I am the entire time thinking, how are they going to win any of these fights? Like, these Quincy's are built different. I'm sitting back in my chair. I'm like, yo, it's over. It's over. But somehow they managed to pull through. Shout out to Squad Zero. That's a rare case where, it sucks we didn't see more from them, and I'm sure there's more in the manga, but it was like, man, they were so cool. And then, oh, I forget her name, but the one Bankai where it was like a combined with all of Squad Zero minus Ichibei, of course. It was absolutely incredible. I don't know how they got out of that. Well, I do know how they got out of that, but it sucks that they did because it was such a cool Bankai and it was almost wasted. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, Bleach is really an inspiration for pretty much every modern shonen, and it's incredible. And I'm not saying that all modern shonens are bad. I think this is more an appreciation for Bleach. You know you're doing something right when people are taking a lot of inspiration from you. You could see it in JJK, you could see it in Black Clover, and I'm sure there's a couple others that you could probably see it in as well. I mean, it's incredible, really. That pretty much wraps up what I wanted to say about the main part. So I'm just going to go over a couple of characters now that I really enjoyed. First off, obviously Ichigo, main character, probably one of my favorite main characters of all time. Now, Ichigo was Ichigo. I mean, he's funny, he's strong, he's determined to win. What more can you ask for? He's got a great mindset. And when he doesn't have a great mindset, he has his entire friend group to help bring him back. Orihime, Chad, Uryu at some points, I guess, not in Thousand Year Blood War for the most part. Rukia, especially. Renji is a great rival, I guess. I don't know. Renji kind of pushes Ichigo to be stronger, even though Ichigo is like 1,000 times above Renji. That being said, Renji's still my GOAT. That whole friend group dynamic was amazing. I loved every second of them. They were amazing. I don't want to hear anybody saying that they were terrible. They weren't. They were great. Great friends to Ichigo. They had their moments, especially Orihime being annoying. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about her. Another character I really liked, probably my favorite character from the show, but honestly, Byakuya. I think his Bankai is incredible. And I really liked his, I don't even know if you could call it development, but like his switch from, being the cold shoulder to really showing appreciation for Rukia. I don't know, man. I just really, really enjoyed seeing that. I think he's a great character. I'm happy he survived Thousand Year Blood War, at least the first part, because I would have been so depressed if they got rid of him. But, he's still here and he's still alive and kicking. And I can't wait to see him spam his Bankai more. Everybody makes fun of him because he spams his Bankai, but I'm like, dude, do it more, please. Obviously, another character I like is Kenpachi. The fact that he's so strong without having his full Zanpakuto released, I think, is it's insane, really. The dude's a monster. I mean, he's the one person in Bleach that could have beat Gremmy, which another peak fight. But the fact that he was able to do that just because Gremmy thought he was a monster, I mean, you can't write it any better. One of the most underrated characters. I don't know if he's underrated, but one of my personal underrated characters, Mayori. Oh my goodness, that dude is scary. He is scary. Very, very, very scary. He's the type of guy that, like, I would rather fight Ichigo and Aizen at the same time than ever come face to face with Mayori. He's the scariest character, or one of the scariest characters in Bleach. I mean, he was literally able to defeat a god. I mean, speaks for itself. He's a smart dude. Very good character. Obviously, I just mentioned him, but Aizen, one of the greatest antagonists of all time. I mean, the dude is also incredibly smart master manipulator. I'm going to botch the pronunciation, but his Kyoto, his Soigetsu. I can't get the first word. His power, I'm like, yo, This dude's really got it going on. I like Shinji. I wish I would have seen him win more fights. His power is really cool, and he was going toe to toe with Aizen for all of like a minute. So I guess I can kind of go for something. Gin, talk about playing the long run. Amazing character. Yamamoto, my boy got done dirty. I'm still a little confused about that. How he even lost to like a substitute Yu Habaha. I mean, maybe I just don't understand it, but we're not gonna question it. And then honestly, like every character was good in my opinion. Like I didn't really have a whole lot of complaints with any of them. To be fair, like they were all good characters. There's a couple I didn't like, and I made a TikTok on that already, so I'm not gonna touch back on it again. But yeah, so that about does it. So my final rating of Bleach, if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 9.6 out of 10. Bleach is my favorite anime that I have ever seen, which is absolutely incredible. Like, I never thought I'd find something that I enjoyed more than Attack on Titan, because Attack on Titan is like what I would define as a near perfect story. But Bleach, it did it. it blew my mind. Oh my, I mean, again, like everything I said throughout this video was Bleach was just incredible. Um, yeah, I got no words, man. I got no words. And before all the Attack on Titan fans come attacking me in the comments, it's one of those things where it's like on any given day, I could have Vinland Saga at my one, I could have Hunter x Hunter at my one, I could have Bleach at my one, I could have Attack on Titan at my one. They're so close. It's like, how much of a difference does it really make? But, you know, at the time being, recency bias, of course, Bleach is my #1 favorite anime. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like. I really do appreciate the support. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, maybe even subscribe. Also, quick little mention, I do Discord and YouTube events. So essentially what this means is members of my Discord can participate in events and potentially be featured on a YouTube video. So if that sounds interesting to you guys and you guys want to join in on that, make sure you guys join the Discord, which I'll have linked below. Also, go follow my TikTok. I post on there every single day and give updates to pretty much anything that I'm doing in the anime related scene. But yeah, that'll about wrap up the video. I appreciate you guys watching and have a great rest of your day. Peace.